السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. أما بعد. يا أيها الناس أنتم الفقراء إلى الله والله هو الغني الحميد. O mankind, you are all in great need of Allah, and Allah is Al-Ghani, Al-Hamid. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Ghani. To Him belongs everything in this world and beyond. And He is the self-sufficient. He does not need anything. He does not rely on anyone or anything to survive. And we contrast this with ourselves. We humans, during this month of Ramadan, we give up food and water during the day, and we give up our sleep during the night. And this is all very difficult for us. Why? Because we need these things to survive. We need food, we need sleep, we also need to have children to carry on after us when we die. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is free from any of these needs. He does not need any food, He does not need any rest, and He does not need any child or successor because He is eternal. And so while Allah is self-sufficient and needs nothing, we are in constant need of Him at every second. And so when we make dua to Allah, when we ask Him for something, He always gives us because He owns everything yet needs nothing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلِلَّهِ خَزَائِنُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَلَكِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ. And to Allah belongs the treasures of the skies and the earth, but the hypocrites do not understand. And so if Allah is Al-Ghani, if He is the self-sufficient, then why does He ask us to worship Him? Does Allah need our worship? Well, if we look at the relationship between us and Allah, who is the one that constantly needs and who is the one that constantly gives? We are the needy ones, right? We need food, we need sleep, we need children. Allah gives us all of these things. And these needs, they're all material needs. So they're very clear to us, they're very obvious, right? Nobody needs to tell us to eat or sleep. We want to do them. But we have more needs. We have spiritual needs that are not as intuitive as our material needs, but they are still just as important. And so how do we fulfill these spiritual needs? Well, to fulfill our material needs, what do? We get a job, right? So that we can provide for ourselves and our family and fulfill our material needs. Well, what kind of job is going to fulfill our spiritual needs? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هَلْ أَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَى تِجَارَةٍ تُنْجِيكُمْ مِنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. O you who believe, shall I tell you of a job that will protect you from a painful punishment? Now that sounds like a job that will fulfill our spiritual needs. What is the job? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues, He says, تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَتُجَاهِدُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ وَأَنفُسِكُمْ ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Believe in Allah and His Messenger and strive in the cause of Allah with your wealth and your lives. That is what is best for you if only you knew. And so here in this ayah, Allah tells us, He describes that we do not worship Him, we do not believe in Him as a favor that we do for Allah because Allah needs our worship in any way. No, we worship Allah because we need to worship Allah. We worship Him as a job to fulfill our own needs, and so that He will give us both in this world and in the next, right? Because if we do not fulfill our spiritual needs, then we will never be truly sufficient. Because Allah is not just Al-Ghani, He is Al-Mughni. He is not just the self-sufficient, He is the provider of sufficiency. And so we need to maintain that connection with Allah so that we can be sufficient. You see people who do not maintain their spiritual connections, who do not keep a connection with Allah, they will never be happy. They could have everything in the material world, but they will still never be happy because they don't have that connection with Al-Ghani. And so we need to maintain that connection with Al-Ghani so that Al-Mughni will provide for us any of our needs, fulfill our desires, and inshallah enter us into Jannat al-Firdaus. اللهم اكفنا بحلالك عن حرامك واغننا بفضلك عمن سواك ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته جزاكم الله خيرا.